Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Storm, and Nintendo has finally announced the first entry into the ninth generation of gaming. Formerly known as Codename NX or the Nintendo NX, the seventh console is called the Nintendo Switch. And honestly, I'm very surprised by what it is. I mean, there were rumors for a long time that possibly the NX or Switch, now you want to call it that, well, yeah, call it that, was going to be some sort of console mobile hybrid. And honestly, I was skeptical about that. That didn't really sound like something that could be, honestly, some sort of hybrid mobile and handheld hybrid. But Nintendo did it. The new system is indeed just that, some sort of combination of mobile gaming, well, handheld gaming anyway, 3DS esque, or actually it's close to the Wii U gamepad. Um, it is a combination between mobile gaming, sorry, handheld gaming, and a traditional console. Uh, the Switch, very interesting the way it looks. Well, so the Switch itself is this small rectangular tablet, right? It looks like any other tablet. It connects to a docking station that which itself connects to any sort of display, or according to Wikipedia, also a capture card. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but I don't know. Um, so normally the Joy-Con controllers that Nintendo's calling them, these kind of almost Wii like nunchucks attachments that you can put together onto the system itself, the Switch itself, and basically turn it into the Wii U gamepad. A screen in the middle and two controllers on both sides. Or, I guess, which will be the normal way to play it, you can have the two Joy-Con controllers and connect them to um, a controller pad of sorts. It'll connect to a controller pad, which you then use to play on your TV. Another option is what's been called the Switch Pro controller, which similar to the Wii Pro controller and Wii U Pro controller, the Switch Pro controller, follows the same gray black color scheme as the Switch itself. And interestingly enough, it has the asymmetrical layout of an Xbox 360 controller. Now, personally, I was kind of hoping that the Switch or the NX Switch would you well, I guess now that we're thinking about it, now that it's been announced, I guess I can say NX. I was hoping that the new console, regardless of whatever you want to keep calling it, I was hoping that it would keep the symmetrical layout of the Wii U Pro controller. In that sense, it would have some sort of a unique feeling amongst the controllers. The 360 controller is asymmetrical. The left stick is at the top of the controller, D-pad beneath that. Across from that is the right stick for the camera, and above that the face buttons. And the DualShock controllers have been symmetrical from the start. D-pad on one side, face buttons on the other side, and below both of them, both of the analog sticks. So I was hoping with the Switch would use the same symmetrical layout that the Wii U Pro controller had. Analog sticks at the top of the controller, but the D-pad and the face buttons at the bottom. Uh, I know it's a little weird that way. A lot of people say that it was a little weird to have it that way, as opposed to what they were used to. Analog sticks at the bottom, or the asymmetrical style of the 360 controller or Xbox controller in general. But I don't know. I kind of thought that was nice though. Again, it having a different layout, as long as it's somewhat the standard, like it was the Pro controller for the Wii U, as long as it's somewhat near to the standard, I thought it was good. I thought that was fine, honestly, and something that Nintendo kind of needed. Their controllers have always been, well, they set the standard, honestly. The NES controller was simple, just an A and B button, start selecting the D-pad on the face of the controller. And then the SNES controller came around, added two more buttons and some shoulder buttons. And then, that was fine too. That was even better, honestly. Then the N64 controller came around with that trident shape, which I thought was odd even as a kid, but it wasn't until I was older and looking back at it that, that's a very odd controller, honestly. C buttons for the camera, buttons for the camera. That's what even I'm saying though. Buttons for the it's not like with the PlayStation. You can use like L2 and R2 to rotate the camera in certain games like Spiral the Dragon or something. It's up, down, left, right. Like I remember that was used for Super Mario 64. Uh, I don't know too many other games that did it that way. I don't know. I didn't play. Unfortunately, I didn't play N64 as extensively as I would like to have. Wii controller, but it was fine for the time, I suppose. Then the GameCube controller came around and had a layout similar to the Xbox controller of the time. The left stick up at the top, D-pad below that, the C stick for the camera on the right side, and face button to the top of that. Z button and shoulder buttons on the front of the controller. You know, a standard thing. And the Wii's controller was odd. You know, people got used to it very quickly, and then got sick of it very quickly too. Unfortunately, then the Wii U gamepad came out. Again, close to the standard of what we have for controllers now, with just the addition of a big screen in the middle of it. But I thought it was fine, honestly, for the most part. You know, I'm rambling about controllers right now, but it's just that I thought that the Pro controller for the Wii U was so fine. I thought that was great, and I was hoping they would carry that over into the Nintendo Switch, but they haven't. I mean, not a big deal, not a big deal breaker or anything. It's just that I felt that if they had done that, kept the analog sticks at the top of the controller and the D-pad and the face buttons at the bottom, it would create a different feel for the system compared to PlayStation and Xbox. But again, that's not a deal breaker or anything. It's just a small gripe by me. What I am a little concerned about, though, is the fact that, okay, so like I said, it is a combination home console and handheld, right? You can take the Joy-Con controllers, take them off the controller, I don't know, plate, tab, whatever it is, and then connect them to the Switch itself, pick it up off the console, the charging base, and take it with you. And this is pretty much going to be done, you know, without much issue. Games for the Switch are going to be on cartridges, you know, old school ways. So you can put the cartridge into the Switch, put the Switch onto the base, connect the base to the TV, you're playing fine. If you want to take it somewhere, you can just unplug it from the base and then take it on the go. You know, it's fine. It even has a kickstand on the back of it. One small kickstand, which I thought was a little odd, even looking at it, it seems to be fine, the placement of the kickstand and how long the kickstand is. But I still think it's a little off that it's off to the side of the system. Again, there's only one. If it was in the middle of the system, that would make a little more sense to me. But off to the side. But again, it seems to be fine. The trailer for the Nintendo Switch seemed to be fine. Everyone just having it sit there with the kickstand out. It's fine. But again, I'm just concerned that it's the fact that the system is so small. Having such a small system means they can't put as much into it. And that's kind of what fucked over the Nintendo Wii years ago. The Wii was not as big as the PS3 and the 360, so you couldn't put as much into it. Nintendo focused on gameplay and experience rather than trying to pump out just high definition graphics, which I can see that. I mean, I respect the fact that they went for gameplay over basically style versus substance versus style was what they were going for, and it worked for a little while. But after a few years, you know, developers couldn't really find much to do with the Wii anymore because they couldn't do much with it. The hardware was just not enough, and then a lot of games just passed over the Wii for the 360 and the PS3. And I kind of feel the same thing could happen to the NX. A lot of developers have said that they're going to support the NX. I got them on Wikipedia right now, so I'm looking at the article for the Switch. Okay, so among publishers and developers that said that they're going to develop for the NX, Activision, Bandai Namco, Capcom, EA, Konami, Sega, Square Enix, Take-Two, Ubisoft, and Warner Brother Games, as well as 505 Games, Arc System Works, I don't think I've heard of them, Atlas, Bethesda, Codemasters, From Software, really? Huh. Bosenbyte, never heard of them, Koei Tecmo, Level 5, that'd be nice. Oh, Platinum Games is coming back, that's good. Platinum Games did Nintendo a big favor by putting Bayonetta 2 exclusively on the Wii U, and of course, vice versa, Nintendo did them a big favor by funding the game. Sony and Microsoft really missed out on that. They should have said yes. Spike Chunsoft, never heard of that. Telltale Games, cool. Deep Silver, THQ Nordic, weird name. not THQ that at the point, and others. Both Unity Technologies and Epic Games also pledged support to help developers bring games using their game engines, Unity and Unreal Engine 4, respectively, to the Switch. So I suppose that means that they're not Epic Games and Unity Technologies are not actually going to work on the Switch, but if a game needs to be ported to the Switch, they'll be there to help developers along in the process. What's really weird here, though, is the fact that the article says that Bethesda has said that they're going to support the Switch, but apparently, in the trailer, if you look at the trailer, they show footage from Skyrim on it. Great. But, apparently Skyrim is not confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Which is extremely odd and I think very misleading, honestly. It's not coming to the Switch, yet it was Bethesda themselves who gave Nintendo the footage of Skyrim to use. I'm on Wikipedia page right now. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. According to the Wikipedia page for Skyrim, it is not confirmed to be coming to the Nintendo Switch, but yet they still gave Nintendo the footage to use in their trailer. They themselves did it. So it's either you're going to support it or you're not. It's very misleading, and to give them footage of the game to help promote the system, and you're not actually going to support it in any way, Skyrim or otherwise. Again, apparently Bethesda is going to support the Switch, not the NX. Maybe not with Skyrim specifically. Maybe they'll come out with another game. Maybe the Elder Scrolls 6 or something. Or maybe they'll bring, the Elder Scrolls Online to the Switch. We'll see. But a very, very odd thing to to do. So, bottom line is I'm interested in the Switch. I'm interested in seeing what's going to do. I do want one, honestly, but a lot of different questions are rolling around right now about the price, exactly what the hardware within the system is going to be. Because, like I said, the Switch itself, the Switch is the screen. Basically, think of it like the Wii U gamepad, where you can take the controllers off and use those individually. You can use the Joy-Con controllers wirelessly, like with the Wii, individually, or again you can hook it up to some sort of pad or whatever that'll take both halves, so you can use it as a regular controller, or you can use the Switch Pro controller, which I think I'm going to get that instead rather than. Well, I'll use both, but I think I'm going to gravitate more so towards the Pro controller. Unless there's a significant reason to persuade me to use the regular Joy-Con controllers together as the main controller for the system. I'm interested in the system. I do definitely want it, but I'm skeptical, honestly. I love Nintendo, I really do. But like I said, the system is small, and if it's so small, you can only put so much into it. Nvidia has confirmed that they are going to share some of the technology with Nintendo for the system. That's a good thing. But again, it can only go so far. I don't know, because Nintendo made the same mistake with the Wii, like I just said. It was a good idea in theory. Just basically take two GameCubes, take them together, and then you have the Wii. It worked at first, but you can't do too much. You can only do so much with something that's small. And so I made the same mistake again with the Wii U. Definitely bigger than the Wii. You could do more stuff with the Wii U than the Wii. But it just wasn't as powerful as the PS4 and the Xbox One. I don't know. The fact that they're using cartridges is also another weird thing. You think optical discs would be better, but Nintendo has very obviously found some way to make it work. I suppose maybe combining the cartridges themselves with the Switch, maybe they work together in tandem to kind of output the level of graphics that they need for the system. I don't know. Maybe. Just I don't know. I'm tossing ideas around right now. I don't know. Uh, Another piece of news that a lot of people are upset about, other than possible costs or hardware limitations, uh, is the fact that the Wii U, I'm sorry, that the Switch is not backwards compatible with the Wii U or even the 3DS. The Wii U I can understand because it's not using optical discs. The Switch, which is very disappointing. Wii U is about to become extremely rare. Fuck, gotta get one. Um, I understand it's not backwards compatible with the Wii U, but not the 3DS. I mean, I could see like I think Nintendo could have worked something out to kind of make 3DS games work with the Switch. I mean, the 3DS is backwards compatible with any DS and DSi games, which it kind of naturally has to be. But making the Switch like only backwards compatible with the 3DS and maybe not any DS games, I could see. But since they're trying to promote this as their new home console and their new handheld device, it really should be able to play physical 3DS games. We'll see if maybe Nintendo wants to sell 3DS games on I guess whatever eShop that the Switch is going to have. Hopefully they do that, and hopefully that you can when you can transfer your account over to it, and if you have any 3DS games bought digitally, you can just re-download them and maybe even play them on your TV screen. They should do that. They really should do that. I mean, maybe for now it can't play 3DS games, but digital games they should definitely do that. And if they do that, I would completely totally buy like all of the Pokemon games, or at least maybe one from each generation, digitally for 3DS or for Switch, so I can play them on my TV. Speaking of which, I'm still waiting for Gens 2 through 5 to be released for 3DS. I'll rant about that later. So, again, like I said, bottom line is I'm excited for the system. I definitely want to get my hands on it. I definitely want to see what's going to happen with it. But I'm skeptical. Hopefully Nintendo has learned its lessons. I think they're going in the right direction with the way the control for the system is working out. First and foremost, no motion controls as far as we know. Maybe some sort of 6-axis like control like with the PS3. Maybe, we'll see. The Wii U gamepad was a big mistake, which I still say that was a mistake. I still say that was actually a brilliant move. Really, what developers and Nintendo should have done, basically just make the Wii U a console version of the 3DS, the DS and 3DS. Like originally when the DS came out, developers were a little confused about how to use the both screens. So Nintendo themselves made games that utilized both screens very well, like with Phoenix Wright or the earlier Pokemon games, the Gen 4 Pokemon games. Then developers got their heads. The developers saw that and then realized, oh, okay, that's how we do it. Nintendo should have done the same thing with the Wii U, or developers in general. Just it's a console version of the DS. Just think of it that way, and it should have worked. But whatever, it's the water under the bridge. That ship has set sail. It's over. Wii U it's about to be dead and buried. The system's coming out very soon. In March, honestly. They're so fucking early. I'm definitely going to have to get my hands on one. I'm probably not going to pre-order it. Not just because I'm skeptical of it, but also because of the fact that I don't feel like getting caught up in all that pre-order bonus rigmarole. I'll wait till maybe like the summer or something of that year. I'll maybe even wait until late into next year, like this time next year or something. There's another Black Friday next year, right? So I'll wait until then. Unless I see something that's very compelling, I think I'm gonna wait for the Switch, and especially see how fans and critics are taking to it before I actually lay down money for it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I just keep dwelling on the fact that it's so small. Whatever. Those are my thoughts. Tell me what you think down in the comment section. We'll see how things go. Hopefully it does well. I don't want to see Nintendo like go away forever, but if it doesn't do well, honest to God, this is Nintendo's last chance, I think, for consoles anyway. Like, if the Switch fails, which I don't think it will, but if it does, Nintendo might have to call it quits for consoles and may have to go third party. Not that I don't, not that I want to see that happen exactly, but I don't know. I kind of wouldn't mind playing, you know, Zelda or Mario or Pokemon on my PS4 or PS5 probably. More likely PS5. We'll see what happens. Anyway, uh, I'm done rambling as I always do, and we'll see how things work out. I'll talk to you guys later.